Hey y'all, hey. So I just I just got back from a trip to Salt Lake City, Utah. And y'all, this trip, it was more than I ever could have imagined it to be. So I decided to take a solo trip to just kind of relax, do some soul searching, and just like center myself. And I just wanted anybody that knows me knows that I am an extreme extrovert. I love people. I love being around people. I get my energy from being around other people. So solo trip and me, nah. But I did need this trip. I have some big decisions that I've been making, and I just wanted to kind of like be have some alone time with myself to reflect on. So it's gonna be about 3 things that I learned on my solo trip to Salt Lake City, Utah. So the very first thing that I learned is that I can do hard things, y'all. Like I literally have the thing within myself to do hard things, to feel the fear, to feel whatever the thing that's pushing against me, telling me no, you can't do this. I can push past that and do hard things. And let me tell y'all how I learned this. Y'all, I climbed a mountain. Okay, do y'all hear me? I climbed a mountain. Let me say that again, because me, Jasmine, me. Yes, this Jasmine y'all see in the flesh right here. I climbed a mountain. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like halfway up the mountain, I honestly didn't think I was gonna make it. And I was like, this is a hike up a mountain. I know it's gonna be hard, but I did not anticipate how hard this was gonna be. Mainly because the air is so much thinner at higher elevations, and it was hard, y'all, and I almost gave up halfway through. And the thing about it is that I'm so glad that I didn't. And you know what? Another thing is that, so I went on this trip by myself. The tour that I went on for this mountain climb was, there were 3 of us on the tour, and the tour guide. Tour guide was in the lead going up the mountain, and all 3 of us were kind of staggered behind him, and all 3 of us were ladies. One was a 60-year-old lady, another one was a 28-year-old lady, and then there was me. And so I was falling behind, and one of the other ladies realized that, the 60-year-old lady from Oregon, and she was just like, let's stop. And she was like, we can stop. There's no rush. We can get up there when we get up there. She was like, I'll stop with you. And she stopped with me, and it just felt good to know that she was supporting me, and that this lady didn't know me from a can of paint, but she wanted to see me reach the top of the mountain. And she stayed back with me for a couple minutes, and then we caught back up with the group, and everything was okay, and I made it to the top. So one thing that I learned is that I can do hard things, but on top of that, sometimes it takes help from other people in order to attain the goals that we have for ourselves. And I know that I'm very prideful, and it's hard for me to ask for help. So that lady helping me without me asking was everything that I needed, and that was really the motivation that got me to the top, because I'm like, okay, she know I can do it. Why can't I just believe in myself? She's helping me. She's staying behind with me to make sure I get everything that I need in order to be able to make it to the top. We need people like that in our lives. Like, we need people like that. So that's still just one of the things that I learned, but in that lesson I learned a sub lesson, let's call it, right? So I made it to the top of the mountain, y'all, and I am so happy that I made it, because on the other side of fear and hard things are such beautiful things, y'all. On the other side of the things that we don't want to do or think that we can't do is greatness. And when I tell y'all, this was a sunset tour. So the climb was in the evening time, and by the time we got to the top, the point is to time it so that we were getting right at the top like 5 minutes before sunset. And anybody that knows me knows that I live for a beautiful sunset. I live for a beautiful sunset. I love sunsets. There is nothing more beautiful to me, and I feel like when I see a sunset, like I can see God's face. Like it's just so beautiful. That's what I see when I see a sunset, like God's handiwork, because there is no way that this beauty just all came from nowhere. Yeah. So I don't think I've ever seen anything this breathtakingly beautiful. I don't even have the words to describe how beautiful it was and how good it felt that I pushed through that fear and that, like I was feeling like I couldn't breathe. I was feeling like I just couldn't do it. I was getting so down on myself because I wanted to do it. And I felt like the reward at the end of it was so worth the struggle. I promise you, if you just keep going and you reach the top of the mountain, it will be so worth it in the end. So that is number one. The second thing that I learned while I was in Utah is that there is so much beauty in the world. So much beauty and so many things that I have never seen. And I want to see those things. Like, I got to the top of this mountain and I've seen plenty of sunsets before. But there was just nothing to compare how beautiful and there were beautiful people up there. I maybe passed by, I'm gonna say anywhere between 10 and 15 people, and when I tell you that everybody was so nice, everybody was speaking, there were people that stopped and held conversations. I met a really awesome guy named Ryan who was he is local in the Salt Lake City area, and he hikes that mountain 5 to 7 times a week, y'all. He goes. That's how beautiful it is when you get up there. He said he goes at sunset 5 to 7 times a week. So most days he is up on the top of that mountain. There are just so many beautiful things on this earth that we need to get out and see. Beautiful people to meet. Get active outdoors, y'all. Like, there's just a level of, for me, like unmatched peace that I feel when I'm outdoors. Like, I literally feel so at peace. I feel happier. I feel lighter. And I know it has a lot to do with like kind of being active and walking and just being in nature, kind of releasing like serotonin and dopamines in your system that help you feel happier, feel healthier. Like low levels of serotonin make you feel more sluggish, make you feel more depressed and anxiety. And so just getting outside and seeing the beauty that God has created will literally make you feel better. This is not something I'm making up. There is science behind to back this. So get outside, y'all. Enjoy this beautiful earth that God created for us for our enjoyment. You know what I mean? Like, it was placed here for us. And so the final thing that I just learned, and I won't say, well, I'll say that I learned it because, of course, you've always heard the benefits of silence. But let me tell y'all, so I took this trip with the full intention of some quiet time. That was the whole purpose of this trip, to shut out all the noise, meditate, just really get back to to help regulate my emotions, and to just get some clarity on some of the decisions that I've been having to make here in these last few weeks, and the even decisions that I'm having to make going forward because of the decision that I've currently made, this one big decision that I've currently made. So let me just tell you, I got so much, it was almost like things were just popping into my head that like answered questions and was just confirmation for me, and that just really solidified that some of the decisions that I've made for myself are the right choices for me. And it took me removing myself from my normal environment. Like I said, I am a people person. I'm always spending time with my family, my friends, just getting together. I'm always around people. I love my nieces and nephews, so I'm always with them. Like, I'm always with people. And so sometimes you have to remove yourself from your normal situation just for a little variety, but for quiet time, like intentional quiet time. And side note, intentional is my word of the year this year. So I've been very strategic about adding intentionality into everything that I do. So this trip to Salt Lake City was very intentional for the things that I'm doing and the things that I want to do moving forward with my life. Hold on. So me being able to just really block out all the noise, to take some time away from my everyday hustle and bustle, and just spend some time alone in my thoughts, spend some time with God, to just really clear my mind, get some clarity on some things. Like I said, things just started coming to me, and I was able to really just clarify some things for myself. And some other things came up that I didn't even expect to come up. Some other things came from that quiet time. So there is so much value in silence. And listen, the thing is that yes, the opportunity presented itself for me to be able to travel and go to this beautiful, top tier, beautiful city. In order to get that quiet time, it does not take all of that. I go on walks at a trail by my house. Even on my daily walks, even, if you're not a walking person and you're, hey, let me close my door, turn my TV off, and just sit in silence for a little while. Maybe you don't have the luxury of being able to walk outside in your neighborhood, or maybe walking isn't your thing. Find time, and I would even say daily, to just have some quiet time. There is so much value in that quiet time. It will literally help break through all the noise and help you be able to hone in on your emotions, on the things that have been bothering you maybe, or things that you wanted to kind of get an answer to for yourself, within yourself. And quiet time will help with all of that. So find time within your day, within your week, to just get silent, y'all. There's value in it. Since that trip, I plan on implementing it into my day daily. I already do walks, so that's quiet time. But also just in the morning time, like I like sunrises, waking up. So when I was in Salt Lake City, I would literally wake up in the morning. I would go look at the schedule the day before for when sunrise was going to be the next day, and then I would set my alarm for like 20 minutes before that time. Just give me enough time to make a cup of coffee and brush my teeth, and then I would go out on the rooftop at the rooftop pool, and I would just sit inside. So I encourage you, get outside or inside or whatever you need to do. Take some quiet time. Be intentional about it. Add it into your day to where it's a regular, recurring thing. To where, and protect that time. Like if you know that it's something else that's gonna interfere with that time, make some different arrangements. Move that time to a better time of the day. But protect your quiet time, because it's important. There is so much value in quiet time. All right, guys. So those were the 3 things that I learned while in Salt Lake City. And I really hope that something I said here helps you, and that you learn something, and that you will take something away and apply it to your life. So and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.